afterwards.
I've started.
So are we live?
Yep, we're live. We're live. Hi all.
Ah,
Sure.
perfect. Perfect. All right. So good morning, guys. So let's quickly begin. I will share my screen and we'll start with the session. Just a second. So hope you guys are having a good time. It's a very good sunny afternoon over here. Present atmosphere. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Now we can't see the screen yet.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
No, not yet.
So I think you need to allow. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Oh yeah, now we can see.
Okay. Perfect. So let's start this session. So the session is about understanding LLM and prompt engineering and bits about AI and Gen AI, things like that. It's a very short introductory session. And I will try to take, even if you have zero knowledge of AI, I will try to take it from zero so that we all can come together and you can have advanced sessions later on with other speakers or however you want down the line. All right. So I tried something. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correct, but Dobro Utro, it's difficult to pronounce. So good morning, everyone. So yeah. So introduction. Yeah. So was it correct?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Okay. Thanks,
Thank
Google.
you.
Yeah. So introduction to LLMs, ChatGPT, VAD, prompt engineering. So important announcement before we start, right? We need to make sure that this is not AI, right? We all are
Okay.
programmers and we think putting multiple ifs, that's not AI, right? So what is AI, right? So since I cannot see you guys, so I'll skip this slide. And I know since it's a GDSC, all of you are students.
Yeah.
So quick intro about me. I am founder of two organizations. One's a service company, AI service company, and another is a product company. I am a Munstack developer, that is React, Node, Angular, JavaScript developer, basically, you can say. And I've been programming for more than a decade now. And I also work quite on AWS, GCP, work a lot on SaaS products, and have a few of my products. Along with that, on the community side, I co-organize a few communities. One is GDG. So just like GDSC, we have a Google community for professionals. That is GDG. I organize that. And another community, Open Source Weekend. And I'm very active in hackathons and other things like that as well. All right. So, Aizada, if you can represent your colleagues, your fellow friends, do you use LLM in your day-to-day activity?
I think very rare students use LLM nowadays, like in our university. But mostly, like it's new thing for like most students in our
Right.
university.
Got it. Got it. All right. So, what are the common use cases if they are using LLM? What do they use it for?
Basically, I think they're using for some projects, but I'm not sure.
All
Um,
right. Got it. Got it. All right. So, projects and in other colleges or other GDSs, when I've taken sessions, they use it for assignments. They use it for solving their code errors at times. So, we'll get into that use cases as well.
mhm.
I think So yeah, we discuss the purposes. Right. So in today's talk, we'll talk about AI, LLM, prompt engineering, and some hands-on. So what's AI? Let's start from the core basics, right? So Aizada, can you give it in your own words?
Yeah. So AI is basically, in my own words, a robot or some engineered, like engineered creature from which was created from by human beings, which
Mhm.
can generate algorithms, and by those algorithms he can perform some features, some actions.
All right, that's absolutely correct. Right. The basically, in like it's something which you can mimic human intelligence in some way, but it's artificial. Perfect. Absolutely right. So we have a base understanding, and we all have seen movies like Terminator, I Robot, and all other movies. So we have seen AI in Hollywood movies, right? So we have our inspiration of AI from there. So there are many parts into AI, right? But the most common one is ML, that is machine learning.
Mhm.
There is deep learning. Then there is NLP, that is natural language processing. There is image processing. There is Gen AI, that is generative AI, etc. For today's scope, we'll just focus on Gen AI, right?
Mhm.
Which also contains LLM. Since LLM is the talk of the town, we'll
Mhm.
focus on both of these things. So let's start with what. So even I don't know what LLM or Gen AI is, right? So let's ask Bard itself. So if you ask Bard, right, if you go on Google Bard, uh, then it will say that it's like at times it will say it's still under development, but basically it's a large language model, right? And it will give you some examples like for the comparators, that is GPT-3, which is popularly known as ChatGPT, Claude, and a few other ones. So it's a natural language processing tool only. NLP side, it is majorly into NLP side only. So that's the bookish definition. But what
Okay.
is it actually? Right? So technically, like again, it's a artificial neural network. We won't go into textbook definition. I will also throw in some words like AI chatbot, Lambda. So Lambda is basically the model that was used by Google for Google Bard initially. Now it's changed. It doesn't use Lambda anymore. Right?
Mhm.
But yeah, there are too many words, right? We'll just try to understand simply what it is. Again, some big definitions. So, to summarize, it's more like autocomplete on steroids, right? Just like we type on our mobile phones, we have autocomplete, right? If I write my name is, then my keyboard will, give my name as a suggestion to autocomplete. So
Yeah.
it's more like an autocomplete, which is trained on huge data sets. That's a large language. Right? So uh, it's just that. It's a fancy version of that. So in a nutshell, it tries to complete and predict the next word from its understanding and training. And there are many LLM models that we can train. It's trained. We can provide an additional CSV file or data set to train it specifically to our use case. That's also possible. And we can also do it by prompting it in a separate way.
Mhm.
So it's just a sophisticated prediction model. So usually when we are into AI world, we segregate into two parts: prediction and classification. So this is more on the prediction side, since it predicts the next word. Right.
Mhm.
So we can consider it in that way.
Okay.
And note that LLM is not equal to AGI. Right. So what AGI is? AGI is artificial general intelligence. We are
Mhm.
not there yet. So when ChatGPT and Google Bard, all of that came in, everyone were like, this can do everything. But no, it has very limited scope. Its understandings are limited. It's a breakthrough, but it's not till there, right? So, right? So now we know what LLM is.
Okay.
Briefly, that okay, it's a sophisticated model. Yeah, exactly. So let's understand why we need to learn about it, right?
Yeah.
So
We cannot. We cannot hear the sound.
you can't hear?
We
Okay.
can.
Okay, that's fine. Basically, this video is just about the Google I/O event summarized with AI is spoken about like 50 times in the video, right? So we don't need to learn about AI or LLM just because it was talked about 50 times in the Google I/O event or in all the other events, right? So that's what the why. So we need to look into it, not because it's spoken many times, because AI is not going to take your job, but I mean, at least not now, half a century later, sure. But a person or a human that knows how to leverage this tech, he or she or they can. That's why we need to learn. So we have covered what LLM or what base AI is. Now you know why do we need to learn it. So now let's go into the next part. That is hands-on, right? How? So let us begin. So we'll get into the prompts part. So
I'm sorry, we cannot see the screen now. Now we can see. Yeah.
okay. So let's begin on the hands-on part. So there is something called prompts for LLM. So prompts are the way, just like in any programming language, uh, we use code to interact with the bot or the PC, that this is what we are trying to achieve. Similarly, prompts are the human natural language uh, version of coding, you can say, to talk with the LLM or the model. So we'll look at some prompts and then we'll try and Google Bard or in Chat GPT, and we'll see which use cases it does a good job and which use cases it is not recommended for. So that after this session, all of you can go and try it yourself, and so that you get a better understanding.
Okay.
So first prompt you can use something like this, that is, explain the time and space complexity of the below code written in this programming language, and here is the code. So I'm assuming all of you are programming or tech students. So you might see some piece of code provided by your faculty or your friend or somewhere, and you might, I mean, I'm not sure which semester or which year you are in, but you might learn about time and space complexities that is there
Yes.
in the programming. Right? So, if you see some code, but you don't know, if you don't understand what the time complexity is, or if you want to optimize your own code, you can use prompt like this, and it can do, and you can slightly or even change this code, this prompt. So for example, if you have written a code in C or in C++, and you want to convert it into Python, then if it's a small code, LLMs are powerful enough to convert it into the programming language. So it is very helpful in that way.
Okay. You mean LLM like purpose? Like we can use it in transferring the from one language to another and modify it, right?
Correct, correct. So, for example, if you go on Google Bard and you know C, but C language, but you want the same code in Python. So, of course, the good way is to learn Python for
Yeah.
sure. But if you just want a quick code, then you can try use Google Bard or ChatGPT or Claude. Just put this prompt, write the language there, convert it to Python, and put in the code. It will probably convert it correctly to that language if it's a small code.
Okay.
Then next, this is my, yeah, go ahead. You are asking something.
No, I don't have questions.
Okay. So this is one of my favorite prompt. That is explain how the put some concept name works in, put some programming language name, and you can optionally add this prompt. This is my favorite prompt. So how you can use it? So for example, you have your data structure and algorithm class, right? And you don't, and you have skipped your lecture and went for a movie, right?
Okay.
So you need to. It's a very practical scenario, right? So you will need to learn that. So what you can do is say, for example, explain how the say linked list works, right? Or explain how a queue works or a stack works. And uh, optionally, if it is specific, if that concept is specific to a programming language, then you can explain how classes work in Java or in C++, whatever. And optionally, you can also add in this that is explain in 5 levels of understanding. Like, for example, uh, like it is explained to a child, explained to a teen, explained to a college student, so that you can have 5 different ways from simpler to advanced one, so that it can provide the information in a very customized manner to you.
Mm-hmm.
That is difficult for a professor or a college teacher to provide customized as per your level of understanding in a lecture to each and every one of us. So this is very helpful in that matter.
Okay. Yeah, like we're trying to use like a ChatGPT, but we have some questions like, is it like dangerous to always use AI on our studies or on our work, because it really sometimes we're behind of learning using the help of the AI. So it was
That's
interesting
a
to know.
great question. Yeah, that's a great question. So, to you, leveraging this tool for learning is a great use case. But
Okay.
the use case that is, for example, which are commonly seen in college students, that is, students use LLM to solve the bugs in their code.
Oh, yeah.
That is not a good use case. Why? Because
Oh,
this is yeah because this is the time when you develop your debugging skills. And
oh, yeah.
if you use it, it might give you the solution. But like, for example, I am programming for more than a decade now, so my developing skills have already developed. Now if it saves me time, it saves me cost, because every minute where I'm spending, it costs me like $50, $50, $20 for, because my time is valuable right now. As a student, you have time, right? You can watch one series less on the weekend, that's fine. uh, but your debugging skills, it's your forming years. So I usually suggest, don't use it for debugging, use it for understanding the concepts, because you can use it to customize and tailor it as per you. You can, in fact, one more use case. For example, if a student is not very good in English, right, and
Okay.
all the good material is in say English,
Mm-hmm.
but you are good in your local language, so
Okay.
you can use it to explain any concept in your local language. That is very powerful, right?
So, to understand the concept of anything, we can use AI, but to perform
Yeah,
the operation, it's much more better to do it ourselves. Yeah. Thank you so much for
exactly.
this information, because just recently like we were doing project, and we were debugging via AI, and I got it that it's not good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the best way to debug is to go to the first principles or the fundamentals. That is, uh, create a truth table, or create a watch list, or put a debugger. Use a debugger tool. For example, if you are doing C, C++, it's a compiler, right? You have debugging tools in there. You can put a breakpoint, and you can put a watch list. So that is the most accurate thing. Why? Because right now when you're coding in college, the codes are shorter. You have few lines of code. When you
Yeah.
come in industry, the codes are huge and it is integrated with thousands of different files. So right now the LLM you can fit in your code. In enterprise you cannot.
Mm, yeah.
Right.
So that's another case of
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well,
thank you.
yeah.
I had some questions. Do you want me to
Sure.
ask? Okay. So as a like students in most like in CS computer science, we are very interested in creating our own AI. And what do you think like what is important to know? What kind of aspects of computer science is more really important to create your own AI?
All right. So, by creating your own AI, do you mean creating your own LLM form? That is like the GPTs that are coming nowadays. Are you referring to that, or any specific AI that is any vision model tuning it to that? What exactly you are saying?
Actually, like I mean, creating LLM, some
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
GPT
so the
format.
easiest, yeah, so the easiest thing would be to use, like say, OpenAI or Vertex AI's APIs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think via the GDSC student labs, your student group can probably get some free credits of GCP from which they can have Vertex AI API and things like that. A
Mm-hmm.
very short, small credits, but it's good for experimenting. On top of that, uh, if so, it's not a very robust way. What you can do is you can learn something called that is LangChain. That's a framework called LangChain. I'll
Okay.
I will write it over here.
Okay.
This is
Lang
the
chain.
framework.
Lang
Yeah.
chain. Wow. Uh huh.
Right. So this is very easy, and it has support in JavaScript and in Python.
Oh. Okay.
Right. So it will help you if you want to create it in a better way. I mean, API is directly calling API and getting it from that. It's a very beginner way, but you can start with that. Once you start with that, you will find the issues. That, okay, this is not happening with this. Then you will get to know this LangChain framework solves these issues. So you can
Okay.
move forward with that.
Okay. All right. That's lang chain is kind of a new thing for all of us. I think. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. So
Is
I
there
don't
any
have.
other question?
I know.
Okay.
Uh.
So I'll quickly go through and I'll conclude in 2-3 minutes
Mhm.
so that Aska can take a. So these are other. You can screenshot this if you want. Like, this I think already told. Uh,
Um. Okay.
some common prompts
Uh huh.
like regenerate the code snippet below. These are very student friendly prompts that can help you in your like. So here it will help you do the documentation. Again, it is good if you do it manually when you're coding. Then again, this is for documentation. One
Okay.
last good use case that I have seen is if someone is working in AI, that is machine learning, deep learning side, then you require data sets, right, to
Mhm.
train your model. So what you can do is you can create a script via LLM. For example, generate this type of data set containing this is this. It won't work. But what you can do is you can ask it to generate a Python script or a JS script which will do loop and make like 10,000 entries
Yeah.
and make a CSV file for you. That you can use for your model to train. Right? If
Mm-hmm.
you don't find any data set available, you can create a dummy data set. You can add in that these are the data values it should provide, and it will use some random functions and it will create a data set. This is very useful for learning, machine learning and others because you will need data sets. So there are many more. just before concluding it, there are very many latest updates on the Google team. That is, if you go on the Google bar, there are applications, right? Just like ChatGPT applications, so it can connect to a Google applications. So you can try that out. It is very helpful. And yeah, I think that's a wrap. If you have any questions, ask Bart, not me. I'm just joking.
Okay.
And you can connect with me on LinkedIn or other places. If you need any support, any help, I will try to reply back to all the questions. And if you have any question right now, you can ask, or you can move on to ask her.
Okay, there is a question. So, how it is important, or like our generation, the new generation is trying to connect the right now AI with other fields of sciences, for example, medicine or physics or all like many other science fields. So, um, it's is it very important to do that? Like, or you mentioned that AI will not take the workplaces in our world. Probably it will give much more workplaces for engineers. But what's the value of connecting AI with other fields of sciences?
Right. So that's a very good question. So firstly, I would like to correct what I said. So what I said that AI is not going to take your jobs. Someone else who knows AI would be. But for sure, AI is not going to create jobs. There are many people who say AI is going to create jobs. No, it is not going to create jobs. Uh, on the second point, so AI is a technology, right? So whenever any technological revolution happens, first the technology comes in, then it spreads across the various industries. So, for example, one of the most common use cases customer support, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like the chatbots, like which is something which everyone can understand. So, for if some customer has any query or any complaint, then instead of directly coming it to a human, we can have an LLM that can answer it, so that
Mm-hmm.
more people could be serviced, uh, and it could be serviced for more time. Then coming on the applications like medical and medicine, other things, there are many industries, for example, even medicine. So in many countries, there are very less number of doctors or healthcare professionals. So for a primitive healthcare, of course, I wouldn't recommend relying upon an AI system. Uh, but if there is nothing available, and if you have some basic healthcare requirement, then this kind of service could help. Uh, that's another use case. Other use cases are where or like there are many business automations, right? For example, in the hiring side, there are many companies, even we ourselves are doing that. That earlier resumes were passed through a service called ATS, Application Tracking System. But it used to just take keywords. Now, with the enabling of LLMs, it can try to understand what the user is. So that's a use case. Then, say video calls, right? Like just like this. Uh, Earlier, there was something called transcription, that is audio to text. Now we can, from the text, and I think Team Microsoft, Team Google, all of them have declared the products that you can automatically get summarization of a meeting. You can automatically get next
Yes.
actionables. So
Yes.
that is very helpful in the business atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So these are the use cases which are very exciting for me.
Yeah. Thank you so much again. And another last question. You as a product, like technical product manager and specialist in artificial intelligence, how do you see the next 10 years of our world, seeing the influence of AI?
So another good question. So uh, I'm I'm not sure about the 10 years. I
Maybe
because
you can
AI
make
is
some
changing rapidly.
predictions or
Yeah. I'll make some predictions, but I'll cap it to 5 years. So
okay.
because it is like going like exponentially,
Yeah.
so it's difficult to predict for 10 years. So in next 5 years, I see a lot of code that is a small feature, individual feature sets that being developed by the help of AI,
Mm-hmm.
which will reduce the development cost. Then the low code, no code tools that are there, right? Uh, Due to the LLMs, this will help the no code, low code tools a lot. So the barrier of entry in the next 5 years, for example, in next 5 years, I can't, uh, I don't see a very big reason for any small startup or a founder to code either themselves or via outsourcing it to a developer for creating a website. Right. Even though
Oh,
right now there are many tools,
okay.
but a basic website, I can visualize it that a regular website, if you just add in the prompt, right? Even right now it is happening, but it's in a very basic stage. For example, I can quickly share a few tools. You can
Yeah.
play around. One tool is called Framer.ai. I love this tool. So uh, and again, they are not paying me. I hope they do, but they are not. So there are many tools like this. So you just go in, add in what website you are trying to make, and that's it. It will create a base website for you. So
Wow.
in next 5 years, I would encourage everyone to use Framer.ai, or there are a few other tools like this. And
Mm-hmm.
what we can do is, okay, let's do one thing. Uh, Everyone post their screenshot on the LinkedIn post that Aizada will make after this session, so that we can
Okay.
see how many
Yeah.
students were actively involved in this session. You can just post in the comments. It could be
Okay.
anything, like website for pets, website for book sharing, like anything. It will create something. You will once you do this, you will know how to interact with LLM, because this is a visual thing, not a textual thing.
Okay. Wow. Uh, I'm shocked a little bit because it kind of gave me an idea that in future there's no need to make much like much more attention to web development, right?
No. Not web development, but
No,
basic websites.
but
Yeah,
basic
yeah.
web. Okay.
We'll still need developers for making web apps, but basic website, the static websites, landing pages, things
Uh-huh.
like that.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, thank you so much for great presentation and
Thank you.
the your like um I mean saying hello in Kyrgyz language was the great part and also all of the information about AI and everything was very useful. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Um, so now we can proceed to with Askar Baike, Askar Aituf. Thank you for your time and energy for
Yep.
putting this for us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Over to Oscar.
So I think we can proceed at this stage. Mr. Askar, can you hear us? Just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Okay, we can proceed with Mr. Oscar if you can hear us. Or no, I think he's preparing. Mr. Shreyan, do you have time now to proceed or?
Yeah, I mean, we can. If you have any questions, we can take on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have you ever been to Central Asia?
Not yet, but I would love to.
Oh, great. Waiting.
Okay. Hi, dear colleagues. Apologies for delay. So I'm sharing the screen, and congratulations to the University of Central Asia in Naryn with launch of Student Club and Aizada core team members via Google Developers Ecosystem. You receive access to technologies, to experts, to opportunities to develop yourself. This is an overview of our ecosystem communities. Because Google Developers has a lot of parts, and communities is one part of it, just one. On the top left, there is Tashkent DevFest. In the middle, Cloud Skill Boost program in Bishkek, Women Tech Makers. We have Google for Startups, Partner Accelerator Silkway in Astana. It serves to whole region. If you have startups, you can benefit from it. We have Google Experts program, where if you are organizing event, Google can send you expert. Google pays for hotel and airplane for this expert. Or if you are feeling yourself as an expert, you can pass technical interview and become expert. Then Google will invite you to conferences annually. In Central Asia, we are in 26 cities, 35 universities, and we have 40 women TechMaker ambassadors. We support the largest events, Digital Bridge and President Tech Award in the region. There is Solution Challenge Hackathon. Usually from Central Asia, there were not many participants, but last year we had quite a few, and 3 of them got to global top 100. They beat countries such like Korea, Japan, America, and they went to top 10, one of the team. And on the picture, I'm showing Google Play Academy head, Joe Davis, Rachel Francois from San Francisco Google office, and team from Central Asia pitching the project in the final. It is a really good result, but this team prepared in advance. You see the picture, we prepared like 6 months before the hackathon. That's why this year we already start preparation to Solution Challenge. It has several judging criterions, not only technology, but also impact points, such as United Nations goals, etc. Please do participate. We start a preparation event series to prepare for these events. Also, here is our team. Barış Esugey. He is in charge of whole MENA, Turkey, Caucasus, Central Asia ecosystem. He is residents in Dubai. Beyza is supporting Turkey and Azerbaijan. I am supporting Central Asia and Mongolia countries. I am located physically in Almaty. We also support startups, provide up to $350,000 credits on Google Cloud AI platform, which you can build your own products on top of these AI technologies. We run certification programs such as Cloud Skill Boost. We run Android certification programs. We have DevFest in every large city in Central Asia. Please do participate if you plan. If you are located physically in Naryn, perhaps you would like to visit DevFest Osh or DevFest Bishkek in December. This is my contacts, Telegram account. You can scan QR code. You can contact via email. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be happy to connect with you. And our YouTube channel streams all Central Asian events. Even this will be stored on the YouTube channel. Thank you, dear Aizada, for inviting me. And it's a pleasure to join.
Thank you so much, Mr. Askar, for your presentation and useful information. So we have a question about solution challenge. So what is the deadline to apply for this competition?
Deadline will be March, but it's open application from December, 1st December.
From December. Now we have only like preparations for this solution challenge competition, right? So
yeah, I will put the link to preparation web page.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I don't have any questions from my side and from students.
Okay, and then I wish you a great day. Let's connect in social media, and thank you, dear Aizada, for launching this, and good luck. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.